Hey y'all, happy Sunday. It's a little bit later today. I was gonna try to come on a little bit earlier, but I just had a few things going on. So I wanted to hop on because I did say last week that we would talk about duplicity, and I kind of threw in common there a little bit because I wanted to talk about common because I watched it. So hopefully you guys watched it. Hey Kelly Wyant, hey Donzel, welcome in. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Yeah, and I'm going to be blinging. I'm going to try to complete as much of my mini or Mickey Tumbler ears as possible. Hey, Dipsy Boo. Hey, Rachel. Hey, y'all. I've been working all day, y'all. Well, I did get up this morning. My church service it changed times. And so some of y'all may not know, I don't work really well with change. And so it's just been causing me a lot of unnecessary distress. And it's very, very, very small. But I like certain routines and I just like certain things. I gotta do things a certain way. And this time change is just throwing me off completely. It's a personal thing. Just need to get my life together and get used to it. But nonetheless, the church and I keep forgetting that the service has changed times. So I got up this morning. I got up a little bit early. I have been vlogging all day too. So I got up this morning and I went to the gym. I went to the gym yesterday too. They got me off of the wait list yesterday. So yay. And then I went this morning. And like this weekend, I promised myself that I was only going to focus on me. So let's just say like 85% of the time I focused on me and what I wanted to do. Like I it, so if there's anything else that somebody else might need, and that means somebody else like in my family may need, because I just can't. I don't have the capacity, y'all, because people overdo it. People overdo it. So I just can't. And I'm sticking to my boundaries. I'm sticking to my boundaries because people won't stick to your boundaries. Just letting y'all know that people will not stick to your boundaries. They will continue to overstep. So I needed this weekend. I needed this weekend, y'all, and I had a good time. Yesterday, I went to the gym and then I came home and then I went to go get a massage, a 90-minute massage. And yeah, I had a good time. I vlogged yesterday too, so it's gonna be like a weekend vlog, but it was uneventful because when I got back home, I went and got in the bed, I went straight in the bed and went to sleep and I slept for hours and hours and hours. I literally slept for hours, and then I didn't wake up till maybe like an hour before so good. Just like, girl, get your rest, girl. Get your rest. Get your rest. So today we're going to be talking about duplicity. Hopefully we won't be on here for too long. I know we're not going to be on here for too long because Eve will be on in 2 hours. And so I want to be off by then. I want to try to get a good night's rest. So I'll probably be going to sleep pretty early tonight. So, or and if I'm not going to sleep early tonight, I'm going to be listening to Eve, relaxing. I don't want to do anything else. I'm putting my phone on D&D, and it's going to stay on D&D until tomorrow. So I've talked to Taylor. She's doing good. I FaceTime her and she didn't answer. And I'm like, girl, she knows how I get when she doesn't answer when I FaceTime her. But she called me back. And I didn't have nothing to tell her. I just wanted to bother her really. So yeah, but that's what I got going on, y'all. And we're gonna talk about duplicity. We're gonna talk a little about common. The book that we chose to read is Caught by Harlan Coben. So if you guys didn't see it, it's in the community tab. It's called Catch by Harlan Coben. Mm. I'm not impressed by this batch of chips at all. Like, So, let me see who else. Hey, Nomi. Hey, Tanya. And Porgy Town and Lolo. Hey, Miss Rosin McElveen. Dempsey looks so cute today, y'all. I should have been where Jems was today, but I forgot. My memories. Hey, Miss Mary Brown. Hey, Mary Bear, look, how much have you gotten done, Mary Bear? Are you done with it? Or are you still working on it? Let me start working on it. So this is how much I have done. If you guys didn't see, like 2 weeks ago, Marilyn and I started working on mini ears over on her channel for a crafternoon. And this is all I have done. I need to finish it. So I figured that while we're talking about duplicity, I can work on it, right? I could get some done. I should have went and got my tumbler cradle, but I'm gonna let it stay where it's at. Hey, Kristen. Hey, Miss Lena Doyle Crafting. Nomi said she didn't watch. Okay, so it's there. Spoiler alert. We're gonna be talking about duplicity. Now, y'all know I really was not looking forward to watching it. Right? I tried watching it, and I just couldn't focus on it. I didn't continue watching it. And then a good friend of mine told me she watched it, and y'all know the good friend of mine, Yolanda Patrice. She said she watched it. Now, she didn't say it was good. But she said, well, she didn't say anything really positive about it. She just said that she watched it to the end. She didn't even say it was okay. So, but she told me that I should watch it to give it a chance. Some of you may or may not know, I'm not a huge Tyler Perry fan. Some of his movies I like. I've said the ones that I liked before, but some of them I just couldn't. That last movie, where's my book that Delonda made me? What was the last movie? Divorce in Black or something like that. And I vowed that I was not going to watch another one after that one. I know a lot of people loved it. I wasn't one of those people. So I said I wasn't going to watch anything else, but I did watch Duplicity, and that's what we're here to talk about. And we're going to talk a little about don't forget Calm Mom. Y'all don't let me forget to talk about Calm Mom. So I forgot all the characters. I know there's Fela. What's the girl's name? Y'all tell me these characters' names because I forgot. That's how much but I did pay attention. I watched it one time. I didn't pay attention to it. I watched it a second time after Delonda said to watch it, and I paid attention. I just remember Fela. What was the other girl's name? Was it Marnie or Marty? Yeah. Yeah. But overall, I understand what Delonda was saying. It was watchable. It was watchable. It's also watchable because what's the guy's name? He was in Have and Have Nots, Tyler Lepley. He is something nice to look at. I think when he was younger, when he was in Have and Have Nots, and he was just fresh out there, he was really, really nice to look at. So that didn't hurt watching it. So that really did help watching it because the last movie, never mind. Let me just see who else is here. Let me see if y'all helping me with the characters' names because I can't remember these characters' names, y'all. I can't. Hey, Lucille Boykins. Hey, Michelle versus Kels. Dempsey watched both. Yes. Dempsey, I know you remember the characters' names. You know I don't remember anything. Hey, Miss Sharon Davenport. You know I don't remember anything. Yes. Because people will force you to, no. And no. I'm usually good when I feel like overwhelmed or when I feel like it's too much. I'm really good with enforcing my boundaries. Like really, really good at it. So no worries, Miss Roslyn McElveen. Hey Felicia. Kristen, amen, sis. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, there's the Londa Patrice. There's the culprit that had me watching Duplicity. It was not bad, y'all. It wasn't bad. Like it started when I sat down and I really paid attention to it. One, it didn't look low budget, right? It didn't look low budget to me, which some of Tyler Perry's movies have been low budget. Wasn't he the one who produced the movie with the what was that one called? I can't even remember the name of it. What is her name? It was from the lady. She was in Have and Have Nots too. I can't remember the name of that movie, but I was just like, mm-mm. But this one was not low budget. Yep, yep. All right, let's see. Tell Almond I said, hey, Dempsey Boo. No, it wasn't bad. Yeah, it wasn't positive. It wasn't like, oh, girl, you have to see this movie, girl. No, it was just like, yeah, it wasn't. Just watch it. It's okay. Like no, she didn't say okay. She just said it wasn't bad. Yep, it wasn't. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. After you watched it the second time, Delonda, did your opinion change of it? Did your opinion change of the movie? Hey, Rosetta Cobb. Hey, Meredith. Y'all. Hey, Miss Sandra. Kristen. 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 I gotta send you some hearts, girl, cause honey. Thank you, Kristen. All right, guys. So Kristen pulled up the main characters of the movie. Marley was pretty much the main character of the movie. She was the one fighting for her friend, trying to find out. Marley is an attorney. And recently, like a little bit of back history, she's dating this guy Tony, and recently Tony was on the police force as well as Kevin. What was the husband's name? Kevin was the husband. Kevin might have been the husband. He might have been the husband. I think so. I think. Or was Kevin? No, Kevin was the other guy who was on the police force, right? Okay, Delonda said she thought it was better the second time around. Hey, Barb. Delonda said she thought it was better the second time around. Hey, Janie. Everybody who just got here, our next book that we're going to read is Caught. I have not started it yet. I wanted to start it this weekend, but I really rested a lot yesterday. I went to the gym, went to go get a massage, and after that, I was out for most of the day yesterday. So I didn't get much done yesterday. All right, so let me see who the characters are. So Marley, Tony. Okay, so Marley and Tony are dating. Marley recently got Tony off on some, like she got him a lawsuit or something, but she got him. He won his lawsuit against the city for whatever he did. I don't even know what he did, but for whatever he did, but he was living with her, right? Like Tony, go get yourself. Like you don't have to be saying where you got money now. Like you're not you you won. So he's staying with Marley. Fayla is Marley's best friend. Fayla is a news anchor, and she's married to Kevin. I think Kevin is the other guy, though. I think Kevin is the husband. Yeah, I don't remember who. I don't remember, y'all. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Oh, not that one. It's pulling up a Nigerian movie. That is the wrong one. Let's see if I pull up duplicity characters. All right. As y'all see, y'all know I usually take notes. I didn't take notes on this one. I didn't take notes on this one. Oh, maybe her husband was Caleb? I remember. Nonetheless, her husband, she's married. Bayla's married. And it starts off with Marley, Tony, and another cop. They're working out. So they're at a spin class, they're having a good time, they're working out. So they leave out of the spin class, and Fela kind of like, the officer is like, "Oh, you looking good today, Fela." Remember, Fela's married. And she was like, "Yeah, my husband thinks so too." Something like that, she said, something similar. But you can tell like she has a problem with the officer, right? She has a problem with him. So in the meantime, Marley invites them, like, she's like, "Hey, y'all, let's go get together for breakfast." Not the cop. She invites Fela, and she's like, "Oh, I'm going to call whatever the husband's name is. I'm going to call your husband and tell him to meet us at Mama's breakfast spot." I think that was the name of it. Momo's, Mama's, something like that. I don't think it was Momo. I'm thinking of Momo, our Momo. Maybe it was Mama's breakfast spot or something like that. Oh, Rachel, thank you for reminding me. See, I get all into it. I cannot. Okay, Fela's partner is Kevin. Kristen. Kevin. So what was the officer's name? The nasty officer. All right, y'all. So let me start. Let me get some work done because I'm not getting any work done, and I want to get this done. So they go to breakfast, and apparently there's some problems between Fela and Kevin. There's some problems between Fela and her husband, right? Marley is supposedly like super best friends with both of them. And so Kevin shows up to breakfast. There's some problems, but what was so odd was how Tony, like his interaction with her husband at the restaurant. That, like, I was just like why is he so, nasty to him? Like he, as soon as he saw him, like, "What are you doing here? Like, why are you here? I can't stand you." Something like that. Like, that's how he was acting. So, did anybody at that point realize, like, if you saw the movie, did you realize at that point, like, that there was some problem between Tony and Fela's husband? Like, I kind of thought, like, at that point, I kind of thought, like, okay, well, they set you up with Marley, but did you have your eyes set on Fela, and now you have an issue with her husband? Like, that's what I was thinking at that point, because that was just a little bit too weird. That was too weird. Later, Jamie, that was a little bit too weird. So let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna put some on there. He only got Felicia. Felicia, you gonna have to do these reviews with me. Let me tell you, Felicia, I'm just going, this is a sidebar. I need you to do these reviews with me, because when we're doing our books, you be on it. All those small, tiny details. All those small, tiny details. You know them. Girl. Okay, so yes, Marley and Tony are together. Okay, Barb says she just started caught. Girl, I'm the ladies, the guys, them all. I've been getting them mixed up, as you can see. Hey, Penny Smith. All right, let's see. Hey, Vera. Yes, it's a spoiler. I should have had spoiler alert on there. Miss Sharon Davenport, did you watch it? Friend, listen. I kind of feel like Delonda. Like, I didn't feel like it was all that great, but I felt like for Tyler Perry, it was good. Like I felt like for a Tyler Perry movie, like it was good. It was a movie that if it was on Tubi, I would probably sit through it and watch it. Like usually Tubi movies, I click it off or click fast through. I would probably sit and watch it. All right, so we have a little bit of backstory. Tony, so like Felicia said, Tony didn't get a lot in his settlement. He only got $20,000 to $30,000 in his settlement, but he was on the force, so he knew the other officer, the one who was kind of coming on to Fela a little bit. Well, after breakfast, Fela's husband goes for his morning run. Like he's gonna go for his run. They're going back. Everybody's going back to their jobs, going back to wherever wherever they're supposed to be at. And he goes for his run. In fact, he he's encouraged by Fela, like, hey, don't you have to go to your run, or don't you have to, you got someplace to be? Don't you need to go run or whatever? So he goes and he does his morning jog, and he's jogging in like a neighborhood, right? So there may be like a little small alley in between houses or something like that, and he's running in between there. In the meantime, we're taken back to the police station, and the guy who was at the spin class with them, the police officer, he's at the police station. What was he, like a lieutenant or something like that? Like he's somebody who's in charge, right? So he's giving out his commands, recaps, and all that stuff. So then there's a new police officer. I think he's like a transfer from someplace else. He's Caucasian, and not Tony. The I can't. I think I don't remember what that police officer's name is. See, Miss Sharon Davenport, girl, you like me? I had to. I sat through it. I sat through it, and I gotta say, it wasn't good. It wasn't great. It wasn't, but it was watchable. It was watchable. Um, and we'll get to the end where I was just like, come on now. So they're at the police station. So he pulls the new transfer, and he tells him, hey, you're going to work with me. So the guy's like, oh, I'm going to work with you. Like, oh, but I'm supposed to be going. No, no, no. You're going to work with me. You're going to work with me. We're going to go out, X, Y, and Z, whatever. So he kind of changes, you know, he changes the routine. So they go out, this guy isn't thinking anything. They get a call because while the husband is running, somebody calls and it's like, hey, there's this guy. Now, somebody called her and said, hey, there's a suspicious guy running in your area, or a suspicious guy going to somebody's house or something like that, near somebody's house, one of the neighbors' houses or something like that. Call the police. My question would have been to that person, like, why the heck you calling me? Why you just ain't call the police if you see them? Honestly, like that's what I was thinking, because even before anything happened, that was my thought. Like, nobody's not, like, okay, so you're telling me to call the police. Why didn't you call the police? You took time to call me instead of calling the police. Like, I felt like Tyler Perry, like that was stupid. I felt like that was dumb. I really felt like that was a stupid part in the movie, because it just didn't make sense. And that's my problem with Tyler Perry movies. Like, some things just don't make sense. They're just not realistic. At some point when I'm watching a movie, I want to feel like it's realistic. I want to feel like, okay, I can relate to this character. This character, is like me, or girl, this character a hot mess, but she just like my friend. She's exactly like, I want to be able to relate to the characters like that. Now, this one, that scene, I was just like, so when I saw, I was like, yeah, no. So he worked the wrong zone. He was in Felicia. I'm telling you, girl. Hey, Nikki. JD's not bringing the live in the car. No worries. Drive safe. Hey, Hey, Miss Linda Tolbert. Hey, Mylene. All right, so now she calls the police. Somebody called her, told her, call the police. She calls the police, and so the police comes. Well, guess who answers the call? The one who was at the spin class, the officer, and the new guy coming in. So they get there. The husband, that's the husband that they saw in the alley or wherever he was by somebody's house. So they go in to go and get him, to go to confront him. He has headphones on. So they're calling out to him, hey, hey, what are you doing? Trying to do police officer things, right? He doesn't hear them. So I don't know what he did. Like when he went in his pocket, I guess when he saw them, I don't know if he went in his pocket. I was thinking when I saw it, okay, maybe he's going in his pocket to kind of turn his phone, the volume down to see like what y'all talking about instead of just taking the headphones off. I generally do that all the like I'll do that. Like I'll have the earbud in my ear, but instead of me popping the earbud out, I look for the phone to turn it down. Really weird, but I can kind of relate to that. Well, he does that. And so guess what? Old police officer, the one who was at the spin class, he yells gun. So he yells that. So now he's like saying that. So the other one, the transfer, he shoots the man. And so he shoots him, and then he starts feeling really bad. He's like over there trying to see if he can help stop the bleeding. The one who was at the spin class, like, said, like, no, leave him alone. Like, just so he went for his phone. He was listening to music. Yes. Hey, Renee. So we're past, now they're there. So let's go to another scene because, honey, we seen Hop with Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry's he's gonna hop the scenes. So now they're back at the news station. Now we're back at the news station. It has happened. We're back at the news station, and this was another part that for me was like Tyler Perry. So they're at the news station, and of course, Fela, she's announcing the news or whatever, and then all of a sudden she says, "Oh, we're getting word out that and there has been another police officer shooting." One, I'm gonna keep my personal opinion to myself about just the whole movie itself. I'm gonna call and tell you my opinion, or Dimps, I will tell y'all my opinion about that, about the whole theme of the movie, because Tyler got to do better with it. So I see progress and improvement. I'm not even going to say I don't, but it was just okay. So she's reading the prompt, and then all of a sudden she says, "Oh, there's another police officer shooting, and oh, now it just happened, right? Oh, and then they go in, and then the name, like they already have the name of the victim that they're saying on the news. Like, did y'all tell people families? Did you like how does the news know the name already? And so now she reads the name, and she's like, now, just seeing how their news, like they all seem very close. They would have known not to do that. Like, not to have her be the one, like somebody would have already called her down and said, "Hey, we need to talk to you." So, but that's how she found out that it was her husband that had been shot. That was not realistic. And what made me even more upset too was the fact that, okay, so that's how she announces it. And now, we're going to fast forward to the hospital where, they know that he's gone, right? He's gone. He's no longer alive. And then we fast forward to the funeral. Of course, at this point now they're saying how, this is going to be like a lawsuit, somebody has to pay, this is not the right thing, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so now the funeral. Anybody saw, like, when they were at the gravesite, she didn't have any family? There were a lot of different actors and extras in the movie. But I felt like I didn't see, like, their family. Like, you're at a funeral and your best friend and her husband and her boyfriend, they're sitting next to you, they're helping you down. Like, where was her family at? It was just, I don't know. But the one thing I can say is that maybe Tyler felt like he needed to get that scene correct, because Divorce in the Black or in the Red, whatever it was, I forgot. But the divorce movie, that funeral scene was a whole hot mess. So I do think that this scene was a little bit better. It was a lot better, actually. So she doesn't have, Felicia, see, I wasn't paying attention. So she doesn't have any family at all. So that she was, so her best, well, the best friend looked at her as a best friend, but she didn't look at the best friend as, that wasn't her best friend. Felicia, what was her problem with Marley? Like, what was her big problem with Marley? Do you think her problem was the fact that Marley was so close with her husband? Because y'all, eventually you're going to realize that she has a problem with Marley. Okay, she used Marley so that Marley could get her a settlement, and then after she got the settlement, that was it. Marley, poor little Marley, got kicked to the curb, and Marley loved her friend so hard, but she kicked Marley to the curb. All right, so funeral is done. She kind of goes back and forth with another news anchor from another station. At the funeral, she sees them there, and I'm like, girl, you're in the same business as her. You know that that's what's going to happen, because if it weren't you and it was somebody else, you would be there too, trying to get the story. So I kind of felt that was a little weird too. I feel like that was a little weird. You don't know their whole story. Yep. After Cameron Moore and Caleb. So Caleb was the other guy. I think Kristen's making sure. So now Caleb has killed this man. So now, of course, there's a lot of investigations. Now Marley's going down to the state attorney's office to talk to her, to let her know, hey, just so you know, you're about to have some problems because I'm coming for everything y'all have. You killed my best friend. You killed my best friend's husband. This is not going to fly. I am coming at you with full vengeance. So this is pretty much what she's telling. And the state attorney's like, Marley, chill out. Everything isn't always what it seems. Everything isn't always what it appears to be. So Marley's not taking no for an answer. She starts to do a little bit of investigation, because then it comes out that, hey, the husband had a side piece. He had somebody else on the side. It wasn't just Fela. He had somebody else on the side. And that came out. The state attorney told Marley. And so Marley went to Tony, her boyfriend, to ask him, like, hey, did you know about whatever the husband, I can't remember the husband's name. Did you know about him and, that he was having an affair? And so Tony then tells her, yeah, I did know. So whoever he was having the affair with, that husband, because now he does private investigative work, whoever whoever the husband was having the affair with, her husband hired him to track her. And so in tracking her, he then discovered that, oh, she's messing with Fela's husband. He never told Marley about it. He knew it. Apparently, he told Marley, I guess he confronted the husband about it. Um, Marley didn't really like that. I got a question for you. Like, in that particular case, Marley kind of went to the extreme where it was like, oh, you didn't tell me this, you know, I don't trust you anymore. Kind of. That's kind of what, that's the stance she took. She's like, I don't trust you anymore. He had to sleep on the couch at that point. Like she was not, falling for him no more. She was just like, yeah, I don't trust you. So he didn't understand that. But tell me, is that a reason for, do you guys feel like that's a reason for her not to trust him? Like she felt like he should have said something to her. I kind of feel I have mixed feelings about it. Like part of that was your job, like your profession. You're doing work for somebody else. You discovered that a friend of yours is, sleeping around on another one of your friends. So you don't really, like, is that something that he was obligated to tell her? So Felicia said no, that was his job. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. So he didn't tell her. She doesn't trust him anymore. She's letting him know that she doesn't trust him, and he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it at all. And we kind of see like where he kind of catered to her a bit. Like he was cooking for her, doing stuff like that. The one thing I can say that they were a very good looking cast, except Kevin. But the cast looked really good. That's the one thing. Not even necessarily not except Kevin. Kevin was all right. He just was weird. He was just, yeah, it was a lot. So now we got to the point to where she knows that he was sleeping around her. So now Marley is going to do whatever she needs to do to try to figure out everything, what was happening. Now the officer Caleb, the one who did the shooting, he's gone missing. And so while he's missing, now there's this big thing that comes out saying that he was a racist, he was this, he was that, and he was in the army, some military branch, he got kicked out, all types of things. So now this is the narrative that they're giving, right? So Marley then, there are two people who worked at the news place, at the news station, and two males. They were pretty close with Fela, but they seemed to be also close with Marley, but they were also very worried about Marley. What I did notice is that like Kevin and Tony tried to like paint certain narratives where they would say different things like around certain people. You didn't really get the sense that they were working together, because Tony always seemed like he was really, really about, doing the right thing, what's going on. That's what he kind of seemed like to me. That's what he seemed like to me. So where was I? Oh, let me finish this. So that comes out. Marley's still doing more research about, what happened. She's looking more into Caleb, the officer. Caleb, nobody can find Caleb. He's kind of on the run because, of course, he shot a black man. He was a police officer. So now he's scared. Like, he's like, what is going on? Especially now when there's a big uproar over what has been happening. There's protests going on, all types of things going on. So he's, he went on the run. So after that, where was she? Felicia, where was, because eventually she met up with Marley, met up with the two news station employees. So after all that happened, they eventually get a settlement, right? Because now the state attorney doesn't want to go to trial. So much has come out. they don't want to go to trial, so they settle. So she gets a nice amount of money. I don't remember how much she got. Hey, Robin S. I don't remember how much money she got, but she got a nice amount of money, and now she's ghost. She's gone. She doesn't talk to Marley anymore. Marley did all of that. Marley was so, into her problems and wanting to make this right. And now all of a sudden she's not talking to Marley anymore. And in fact, when Marley talks to the people from the news station, she ain't talking to them either. She's like cut them off too. And then she finds out that, because she's like, I'm gonna go by her house and I'm gonna drop in on her, because Marley had a key to her house and everything. She's like, I'm gonna drop in on her, see what's going on, and they're like, oh, she moved. Right then and there, I think I would have been over the whole case. Right then and there, I think I would have been over the whole thing. Now, she had to keep going because it's the movies and she had to figure out what happened. But at that point, she's not returning your phone calls. Then you find out that she's moved and she didn't even tell you that she moved, but you're supposed to be one of her good friends, her attorney. And this is what happens. So nonetheless, Marley, she's out to dinner with the fellas, and she ends up getting, they end up picking her up. Certain words I don't want to stay on YouTube because YouTube is funny, y'all. So she ends up, she's in her car, she's at her car, a van rides by, and once, the van pulls off, guess what? She's in the van. They dragged her into the van. So now she's in the van, and she's in the van with Caleb, the officer. Also in the van is Caleb's wife, which at that point we didn't know, but then we realized that's his wife. And Caleb's married to a black woman. And then you have the lady who the husband was cheating on Fela with. So we find out that before this woman started dating the ex-husband, or the husband, the deceased husband, she was dating Kevin, the police officer. So Kevin had a problem with that husband for so many reasons. So he was dating her at one point. So she starts to tell Marley just how crazy her relationship with Kevin was, how intense he was, and just different things that he was doing that really was not cool at all. And so Marley's getting all this information, but still Marley is not pleased with being there, especially the way that they got her there. She's not happy. She's like, this is kidnapping. So she really wasn't listening to them too much, right? Because she was like, hey, y'all kidnapped me. So I said I wasn't going to say the K word, but nonetheless, I said it. So after that, she's like, no, let me go. And so Caleb was like, no, we're going to let her go. But at that point, they told her, the wife is like, he's not, racist. That's the last thing. He got in trouble. He got kicked out of the army or whatever military branch he was in because of me. He was defending me. That's why he got kicked out, not because of him being, doing anything inappropriate that he shouldn't have been doing or saying. It was because he was protecting me. So Marley doesn't really care at that point because, one, I wouldn't probably care either. Like, y'all just came and scooped me up from my car. That's not cool. So after that, they gave her their number and was like, please help us. Call me, please. I just need a little bit of help. So Kevin had issues with Rodney. Yes, I think Kevin had issues with Rodney. But remember, but Rodney was cheating on Fela. That whole act at the beginning, remember I told you guys at the beginning when they were at the spin class and Rodney and Fela kind of had words with each other. He gave her a compliment. She was like, oh, my husband, tells me that. That was all an act. And it really was only an act for Marley. But it was all an act. Okay? So, oh, I knew you. Let me tell y'all when I knew who it was. I knew the story. Remember when um Marley went to Fela's house and Fela was like knocked out on the couch, but Marley saw somebody run out the window or jump out the window or whatever. I knew exactly who it was at that point. And I knew I didn't figure that Tony was in on it. But I did know like when that happened and then he came coming in the house like 2 minutes later coming and I was like, why are you over there? Like, why are you even at her house? You should be so far removed. You were with Caleb when this all happened. You should be so far removed from the situation that you don't even you shouldn't be at her house. Hey Evie. So I knew at that point that both of them had something to do with it. I knew it. And then once she was like, "Oh, she's not answering my phone calls or I can't get in contact with her and everything." I was like, "Yep." So it was kind of predictable in that way for me, but I still kept watching it. And then I wasn't really expecting Tony. I wasn't expecting Tony to be involved in it. So what happens is that Marley ends up telling the two guys from the news station what happened, or and she wants them to come with her to go and see Caleb and his wife and the girl that was having the affair with Rodney. So she goes over there. They go over to the hotel where they're at. It's a seedy hotel. They go over there, and they're kind of telling them more information about what happened. Her messing with Rodney, messing with Kevin, how Kevin was very, very, disturbed. And they then tell her the girl who was cheating with Rodney, she then tells her, well, Kevin's house, she says what happened with Kevin. She goes, I recorded him, I have evidence and it's in a phone inside of the bathroom and here's the code. Now, come on now. That's another part I was like, Tyler, you just did a little bit too much. You did a little bit too much. He did a little bit too much there, y'all. It was too much. So now, fast forward, you had these two guys with you. Why did Marley decide to go? If this girl has told you all of this about Kevin and how dangerous he is, why did Marley go to that house by herself? Why? That made absolutely no sense. She had the news people were there with her. I don't even think she told them that she was going to go and pull up to Kevin's house. And then when she gets there, Kevin's living nice, y'all. Kevin's living really nice. Kevin has a very, very nice house. Very, very nice. Definitely not a cop salary. But he's living nice. So she doesn't tell anybody she's going there. Tony had been asking her because she hadn't really told Tony everything, but Tony was kind of like, hey, what's going on? Let me go with you wherever she was going. Not this time. But she gets to Kevin's house, the new house, and guess who's outside? Tony. Tony is outside. And I kind of feel like, did anybody feel like, and maybe because I just wanted him to, did anybody feel like Tony actually did care about Marley? I kind of felt like he actually did care about Marley, but he was already so wrapped up in what Kevin had going on, and he had just done too much in that situation that's where his loyalty lied. But I did kind of feel like he might have actually had feelings for Marley. I kind of felt like that, especially when she went to the house and he was there. He was trying to get her to leave. Like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? Let me know if y'all felt like he did kind of feel he had some type of feelings for her. I thought he did, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So Rondrea says I thought he did. I thought overall, I thought he really did have some type of feelings for her. Hey, Shamika. Okay, so he's at the house. Now they're outside. He's kind of telling her, like, what are you doing here? You know, and she's trying to plead her case or whatever, saying whatever about Tony. And so then Tony pulls up. Tony pulls up and he's like, hey y'all, and so uh not Tony, Kevin pulls up, and so Tony's kind of like, hey, you know, we about to go. We just, oh no, y'all come inside. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Sorry. Sorry guys, small intermission. All right, so Kevin's like, oh, come inside. Why Marley wanted to go in that house because she wanted to find that phone. But I just don't understand why she went in there. Hey, Arnique. I don't understand why she even went in there. She thought, now I can understand why she probably went in there. She thought Tony was there to protect her. She thought Tony was going to protect her, and that was her opportunity, I guess, to get in the house to find that phone that they were telling her about with the evidence of, you know, all the horrible stuff that Kevin had been doing. So they go inside, you know, they're getting drinks or whatever. And she says she needs to go to the bathroom because, of course, she wants to go and find that phone with the evidence that the girl told her about. So she goes inside, she goes in the bathroom, and in the bathroom, she's looking at, you know, she finds the phone exactly where the girl says, and she's going through the video. She's looking at the video. She's seeing that that Kevin is a scumbag. And so then Tony knocks on the door, like, hey, you okay in there? And she's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm coming. So then she leaves out of the bathroom. When she comes out of the bathroom, she's like, oh, Tony was, listen, Rondrea, yes, he was I did not fully see it coming. I didn't fully see it coming just because of the foolery that they had going on. So she comes out of the bathroom and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And they're like, no, come sit, come have a seat. Why are you leaving? And she's like, no, I'm just gonna go. So she goes to the door, and they've locked the door. That's when she realized, because she's like, Tony, I need to go. And they're like, you ain't going nowhere, sis. You're not going anywhere. You're stuck here with us. You're not going anywhere. So at that point, she realizes that she's in this alone. She realizes that she's in this alone. That uh, that is a crazy feeling, but she's in it alone. I did get a little bit more done. I got all that part done. All right, so I'm just trying to make sure they're tight. I don't want like a lot of space in between. So after that, she's trying to run for her life and everything, and they end up drugging her so that she loses consciousness and everything. So now they're ready to get rid of her body. They're ready to throw her out in the middle of the sea, or not the sea, whatever lake or wherever they were at. They're ready to throw her out of a boat. So now they go and get on the boat, and Tony, they carry her to the boat or whatever. So now they're on the boat. They're out in the lake. Was it a lake, y'all? It was a done deal. He was chilling. He was chilling. Eve, yes, yes, a scumbag. it was it was it it was interesting. So they're on the boat. She's drugged, but she starts to come to. But in the meantime of her like starting to kind of come back to us, Bela walks up from the bottom deck of the boat. First of all, that boat didn't even look big enough to that there could be a compartment underneath. I'm sorry, it didn't. So I was just like, girl, where did you come from? The boat did not look big enough to have a compartment underneath. It did not. Okay. So Fela comes up. She starts hugging all over Kevin. They're a thing. So what I thought originally when he jumped out that window, we didn't know it was him that jumped out the window, but I thought that he it was him that jumped out the window. It was him. So her and Kevin have a thing. Like they're together. So she's just like talking trash about her friend who has literally been there worried about her, trying to help her out. She's talking trash about her. Um, and they end up okay. So after that, they're out there on the lake driving. Like a lake officer pulls them over because they shouldn't be out there on the water that time of night. They shouldn't be out there. So he wants, he's trying to come on board. He's trying to see what's going on. He sees Marley in the condition that she's in, and he starts to have some questions. So they're like, oh, no, she's fine. She just had too much to drink or something like that. And then he's like, ma'am, are you okay? Like he's trying to, engage her. Well, let's just say that was it for him. Because he was just, all he was doing was doing his job. He was only doing his job. Well, that was a wrap for him. He was done. And then they threw him overboard, or did he fall overboard, y'all? I don't remember if he fell or they ended up throwing him overboard. So he was done. And then did Marley jump or did they throw her overboard? It was a little chaotic for me, that scene. Did they throw her overboard? But nonetheless, Marley was able to prevent herself from drowning. And she came up and she was able to grab the flare gun. And that's how she got rid of them. One by one. She shot them all with a flare gun. Even Tony. Tony tried to plead his case and say like how he loved her and all that stuff. And, that he didn't want it to be like that or whatever he was trying to say to her. But guess what? She still shot him with that flare gun. Got rid of all three of them. And that's how the movie, well, that's not technically how it ended, but that's what happened. She was able to save herself that way. Which was kind of unrealistic to me, but I mean, it's a Tyler Perry movie. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. That's what he does. You get what you get. Because he does not care about our opinion. He's doing what he has to do. So it was interesting. So after that, Marley is then, she shoots the flare gun up in the sky for rescue. She gets rescued. After that, she goes to, they show her at the news station with the fellas. And, you know, they're talking about what happened and their friend. Because Fela was their friend too, supposedly. Fela probably wasn't nobody's friend for real. Fela was her own friend. That was it. That was it. That was it. And that's how the movie ended, y'all. What did you guys think about the movie? What was weird for y'all? There were a few weird things, but I do think it was watchable. I think it was watchable. I think, you know, if you don't have anything to do, you could watch it and maybe possibly enjoy it. I did have to watch it 2.5 times, but I made it through. I do feel like the actors were pretty good. The actors are pretty good. I can't really complain about, you know, I don't really have anything to say about the acting per se. It all has to do with the storyline. That's about it. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Okay, let's see. Let me see what y'all said. Oh, y'all been talking. Tony was going with Anna. He used Kevin's name on the dating app. Oh. So Tony was the one dating Anna. So Kevin. Oh. Wow. Was the best friend? Yeah. I just felt like, where was she? Like, she just got missing. She got missing. That was super realistic. That was super. She was able to do that for a long time. Maybe it was the spin classes that she was able to. She just had it all in her. Maybe it was from the spin classes, but she did hold her breath for a very, 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 very long time. She did. She really did. But I don't know. Tyler Perry is gonna make sure whatever story he wants to be told is gonna be told how he wants it to be told, whether it's realistic or not, y'all. I don't really even think he even cares if it's realistic. I don't think he cares. So I got a few spots that just they don't look like nice and tight. But she threw me because the way she was so disgusted by. Exactly, at the very beginning, that was all a front. That was all a front. Now, tell me now, y'all haven't seen people act like that. People have been like messing around with each other, and they act like they just can't stand each other when other people are around. But then when you catch them off guard, like you be like, "Oh, I didn't even know y'all liked each other." I've had that happen. I've seen that before. I've seen that before. It's a little strange, but I have seen that before. They played that part well. They played that part really, really well. But they shouldn't have put their friends in the middle of that. But I guess because she wanted her husband gone so bad that she didn't really, didn't care. Evie, it is. It is crazy with the weight on her foot. But the others, I was really shocked. Yeah, Kevin, because Kevin seemed like, okay. The one thing that I think that Tyler Perry does a good job with is like certain characters, he make them so unlikable. Like Kevin was unlikable from the very beginning. So let's say, like, just like how Divorce in the Bread, how the husband was unlikable from the beginning, Kevin was unlikable from the very, very beginning. And I think for the sake of suspense in the movie, like like it doesn't, for me, like I want to be shocked. Like I don't want the person who I don't like from the very beginning to be the person who actually, is the mastermind of everything. Even though the wife was the mastermind, but Kevin played a big part in it. So it's like from the beginning you made me not like him, and he's the person who I shouldn't have liked in the first place. Like it kind of makes me feel like, you know, I don't even want to watch. That's kind of how I feel. Girl, how does she first of all, and that's the other thing. That's the weird thing too. Like, is that where she was hiding at all that time, in the bottom of the boat? Because how did she know to be in the boat at that time? That girl popped up at that house. Nobody knew she was going there. Tony didn't know she was going there. So how did she know to just be at the bottom of the boat? The way everything transpired, unless she was in the house and they told her, "Oh, go get on the boat real quick." Like, how? How? How and why? It's just too much. It's too many unanswered questions. It all, for me, like when I watch a movie, it all has to like flow. It all has to flow. It wasn't it wasn't bad. It was watchable. It was watchable. It was. Right. Exactly, Kristen. Exactly. Yeah, I was impressed. Rondre, I'm telling you, like the overall, the scenery, the lighting was good. The wardrobe was good. The actors look good. The actresses look good. Like everybody looked good, except it kind of reminds me of Divorce in the Black, where like how Kevin and I forgot the other husband's name. What was his name? I forgot what his name was. But they kind of, a little similar in a way, a little bit. But it looked good, right? It looked good. That's why I think like he's progressing. After all of these years, like he's pivoting and he's making some changes, and things will get better. Things will get better. Hey, Robin's Creations. Because it was better than a lot of the other movies. Now I want to know, like, if for some of the movies that I do like that he has, like if he actually wrote them. So now I'm gonna have to go and look. Like The Family That Prays, did he write that, or did somebody else write it? Like now I'm curious. I want to know if he wrote that. Daddy's Little Girl, did he write that, or did somebody else write it? I'm pretty sure he has some ghostwriters. I'm pretty sure of it. And he probably pays them really well so that they don't ever say anything like, "Oh, I actually wrote that." But nobody should take credit for Divorce in the Black or Red, whatever it was. Nobody should take credit for that movie. He shouldn't even want to take credit for it. He should have, at that point, he should have said, "Oh, well, y'all know I use ghostwriters sometimes." He should have said that for that movie. No way I would have let anybody think that I wrote that. No way. All right, so that was the movie, y'all. Who watched Con Mom? Who watched Con Mom? I thought that Con Mom was so sad. I thought it was so sad. I thought it was so sad for so many reasons. Who watched it? What was the son's name? Graham, right? I thought it was so sad. Chris, oh my goodness. Somebody wrote it. Hi, Diane Wilson. I was like, now Kevin, that house that Kevin had, that house he pulled up in the car, like, where did all that come from? Where did, like, she should have kept riding when she saw that. She should have known that something really bad was happening with Kevin. She should have known that. That's kind of how I felt. Like, girl, keep going. And then when she saw Tony there, Tony, how you know? You ain't never tell me that this is how he was living. But you're here at his house. Like, why are you here? Why are you here, Tony? That would have been my question. Like, how? Like, what are you doing here? You're asking me, like, how did you even know he stayed out here? See, she didn't have enough questions for me. She didn't have enough questions. She was an attorney, but she just an acting attorney because she didn't have enough questions. Because I would have had a lot of like, why are you here? What are you doing here? How'd you know that he stayed here? You never told me that he was out here living like this. And then when he invited them both inside, he's like, yo, let's just go inside. No. You don't have to drag me in there kicking and screaming. I'm not going to walk in there. If I don't want to go in there, I'm not going in. At all. So, but Calm Mom was very sad, y'all. So for those of you who saw it, oh, look at you. You go, Miss Diane. Congratulations. It had 10 holes. I like it. Did you put a picture? I gotta go see it because I didn't see your picture last night. I gotta go see what your picture looks like. I'm kind of bringing this out a little bit too slow, y'all. I need to go a little quicker. Yes? Okay, I'm going to go check. So Robin S. watched Calm Mom. Rondrea didn't watch. I agree. She did ask. She didn't know. She didn't ask the right questions. Felicia said she's about Felicia, girl. Delonda watching. Now, who felt sad watching Calm Mom? Because I felt so, like, I just felt bad for Graham. So for those of you, this is going to be another spoiler. Y'all know I like to tell the story from the beginning to the end. Okay. So Graham is at that, I think Graham was what, like 45 at that time. So at 45, was this in 2020? I forgot the year. It might have been 2020 when the world shut down. It might have been around 2020, 2021. So Graham is a chef, and it starts out with him in the restaurant cooking. Graham is a chef. This is on Netflix, y'all. Calm Mom. I would recommend watching it. So Graham was born, where was he? He lived in the UK. And his father was in the military, or I think he was born in Germany. His father was in the military. His mom met his father, got pregnant, had Graham. Graham ended up in, like, with the government or foster care or something to that effect up to the age of 2 years old. After 2 years old, his father, he went and stayed with his father and his stepmom. At this point, at this time he had no connection, no interaction, no nothing with his mother. Okay. you kind of get a little glimpse of like what life was like a little bit with Graham, even with his dad, that it wasn't the best type of environment for him, right? But that was what he had. So Graham, fast forward to current day, which is like 2020, 2021. Graham is dating another chef or sous chef or something like that. He's dating another chef. And she ends up pregnant. Not ends up pregnant. She gets pregnant. So now she's expecting. But Graham has longed for his mother. He wants to know his mother. And I think they said like he had looked for her previously in the past. Let me get current with the comments. Just before the world shut down, Graham lost everything. Everything. Listen, Kristen, you're going to have to come do a review with me too. You, Felicia, y'all know all, y'all, listen. I don't even have to keep my notes no more. Y'all got it. So she's pregnant. Graham wants a relationship with his mother. He didn't find her. He couldn't find her. All types of things. Well, all of a sudden, they get some happy email. Graham's mom has reached out to them, right? So Graham is excited. They talk to her a little bit. He gives her, she has to answer 21 questions. She gets all the questions right. I'm telling you, if you guys have not watched it, you have to watch. She gets all the questions right. Because of course you have to be careful, especially now. Now, with how things are and the scammers can have an entire portfolio on you and know all of your information to get those questions right, right? So you have to be careful. So he was being as careful as possible. He was asking all the right questions. What was my middle name? Oh, you didn't have one. What was this? What was that? Where was I born? Who was my father? What was their name? What is your name? What is your surname? What is this? That? He had all the questions down. He asked her a lot of questions. He finally felt comfortable. That was his mom. She said everything right. Really? Yes. 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 So, Graham ends up meeting his mother. And him and his fiance, girlfriend, I don't know if she was his fiance then, but his girlfriend, she's pregnant. They go and they meet the mother. The mother is living life, but the mother's living life seems to be that she has a lot of money. She is the illegitimate child of like a sultan. Was he a sultan? What was her, what did she tell them? Who was she related to? Like she was the illegitimate daughter of like a sultan. So y'all know a sultan, y'all know how they live, right? So now she has all this money. Graham believed her because there were a lot of people who pretty much validated her story. Supposedly she owned all of these different businesses, these land cropping business, all these different businesses. And every time she talked to somebody, he talked to like, they were like fawning over her. Like she really was that person, right? So he thought like, this is legit. Like, oh. But to be quite honest, when I watched it, I felt like I wanted to shake Graham because Graham is 45 years old at that time. And he's expecting his first child at that time. And this woman who's his mother has come in to say, hey, son, I'm your mama. But then she's like supposedly bigger than life, has all this money, all this stuff. Y'all, I would have cut her off then. Like, do you know the struggles? Like, you can tell, like, he struggled a lot. Like, you can tell, like, whatever happened with his father, you can tell that it wasn't, like, the best place for him. We wouldn't have made it that far. I'm just, we wouldn't have made it that far. We would have had nothing to talk about at all. So they get acquainted with the mother, with the mom, and they're doing whatever. She's like full of joy, just he's happy, he's with his mother and all this. Well, mom wants to have a side conversation, right? She wants to take Graham to the side. She needs to talk to him away from his fiance. And so she talks to him and she tells him, she's like, "Hey, um, I have 6 months left. I just wanted you to know this is pretty much, why she found him. I have 6 months left. So, I'm just trying to do the right thing. I have cancer, I have this, I have that, and all this other stuff going on with her." And so she tells him that, like, the doctors tell me, I don't have long. So Graham, of course, he's all in at this point. Well, mom starts to lavish them with gifts, like lavish gifts. She buys, what kind of car did she buy, Graham? It wasn't like a Maserati. It wasn't like nothing like that. It was a car. Like, it was expensive, expensive, expensive. She buys him a car. He can't believe it. Oh my goodness. And then, so that the wife or the fiance doesn't feel left out, she goes and buys her like a very extravagant luxury vehicle, because she doesn't want her to feel that. No, don't worry, son. I'm covering it. I have all of this covered. I'm paying for this. You deserve this. I have a lot to make up for. I have 45 years to make up for. Like, this is what she says. So, okay. Now they're living life. She's giving them, she's letting him know, when it's my time. Major red flag. Major red flag. But I'm like, while I was watching, I'm like, do you want to be loved so much? And like, I understand that. Like, I understand if that were the case, but at some point, girl, no, you go. And I get that what she told him was that she only had 6 months to live. So maybe he felt like, she was just, at that point, it's more so like, you're trying to buy my love. Like, I kind of felt like that. Like, you're trying to buy him, because I really didn't see it all coming. I really didn't see it all coming. I did not see the con coming, because the way he told the story, and it wasn't just him, the fiance was telling it the same way. They would go to the banks, and the head of the bank would come and meet with her, or they were meeting outside of regular banking hours. She had, like, it was like she had the money, right? So if I see you meeting with the head of the bank, and they're calling people in, and, special circumstances and all this other stuff, then I'm thinking that you've been vetted by them and they know you. So they know your accounts. They're familiar with you, right? That's what I would think. So he then has the baby. She's still around. They have the baby. And at that point, it's like she tried to pull him away from his family. And I had a big problem with that part. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So, of course, she said that, her child, she's about to go in less than 6 months. And now he had the baby. He had the baby, like, almost right after having the baby. He, like, kind of moved in with the mom while the fiance and the baby was home, because the mom had gotten so ill. She was so sick. She couldn't do so many different things. So she was like, "Oh, I need you. I need you." So he goes to the mom, wherever the mom was staying, and the fiance and the baby were home. But before that happened, she kind of switched, like she flipped the switch on the fiance too. And then started saying, "Oh, you don't want me to see my grandchild," and you like just being really nasty to the fiance. Now, I like if I had to ask him, I would want to know like from the fiance, like, did you tell Graham like how his mother had switched up on you? Like, did you tell him how she was treating you? Because she was staying at the house with them for a while. Like, did you tell him? Did they ever say that? Yes, yes, yes. Very hidden. But supposedly she was getting all this money from the family. And she was going to have all this money, but she already had money for because of all of these businesses and things that she had. All right. So he's there with the mom. The fiance is trying to take care of their child as, a single mother while he's going taking care of his mom. And the neighbors have to step in to go to the store to get things for her to help her out because he's nowhere around. I had a big problem with that, y'all. I had a big problem with that. I promise y'all, I was like, girl, why are you even on here giving this story with him? Why are you? I honestly felt like, girl, let him have his mom and be, no. Like he literally left her there to fend for herself and the baby for his mama. And I get it. I get the whole thing, but his mom came back. But your mama, she was gone for 45 years. You have 45 years that you could have given to him. Now you want to give him 6 months because you're saying that this is what the doctor says. Now you want to give him 6 months. Like I would have had oh my goodness, I would have had a problem with that. I would have had a problem with that, y'all. I would have. You didn't think that he needed you those other 45 the 45 years. But he's good for 6 months now. Guess what? You're gonna get 6 months and you're gonna get all the money. So you should be good. You I did not like that. I did not like that he had left like the fiance was there to fend for herself and the baby. I did not like that at all. I did not like that. I didn't like it. So there, he's there and this was going on for a while. So now he's missing time from his firstborn child, his fiance. She's doing everything because his mom is super sick. So she would do things like send him pictures, like if she was coughing up blood or anything like that. She would like send pictures to him to say, "Oh my goodness, look, look what's happening." Now at some point, maybe like I would have been like, "Mom, I'm gonna take you to the doctor. Let's see, let's go talk to the doctor." But she was still enjoying her life whenever she could. Like whenever she was enjoying her life. She was going places, spending money. She had been we then got introduced to a few business owners who were looking for investments, and she was saying like she was going to invest in them. They have all these pictures of her just being jolly, and they said that she was a hoot, that she was just like so much fun to be around, so energetic. They thought she was super smart. Then one of the friends, now your mom is out here balling out of control, right? Got all this money. She then calls one of Graham's friends and she pulls him to the street. I think she pulled him to the side and say, "Hey, can I borrow a few dollars? I just don't tell Graham that I'm borrowing money from you." And he's like, "How you need to borrow money from me? Like what?" So she did a lot of don't tell Graham. She did a lot of that with different people. She would do things or she would ask them for things, favors or anything like that, and she would just say, "Don't tell Graham, don't tell Graham." Meanwhile, he's thinking his mom is getting some money from her her father, and also that she already had money, y'all. So then Graham, something happens, and first of all, his girlfriend, she knew. Like she was already looking at this lady side eyed. She knew that something was wrong. She knew that something was wrong. But in that case, like, do you guys think, like, how difficult is that? Like, she knows that he really wanted a mother. He really wanted not just a mother, he wanted a relationship with his mom. He wanted that. And I just think that she really didn't have the heart to really like continue to like say to him like something's wrong with this. Like she was really really patient with him, really patient with him. She didn't leave him. She kept the house going. She did not, I don't even think she really made him even feel bad about going, the stuff that he was doing. Hey Rosalind, it's good. Oh, the money. Okay. Yes, yes. That, and for me, like that's the part, y'all, that I was just like, and they didn't even touch on this inside of the documentary. So I felt like, so you're going with this lady who literally left you. You didn't talk to this lady for 45 years. That's how long you've been in existence. And now this lady who abandoned you, you're allowing her to pull you away from your child. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. I don't know how his girlfriend did not say that to him. I don't know how she didn't say that to him. Because I was thinking, like, and the fact that now she wants a relationship with you, but this is what she's doing. Like, if she was a real mom, she would have been like, no, 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 I'm going to be fine. Go there. Or if she was a real mom, when she came to stay with y'all, she would have shut her mouth and she would have enjoyed whatever it was that you had. Like, at that point, like, whatever you guys can give me, whatever love you guys can give me, I'm accepting it. I'm not going to dictate the love that you're supposed to give to me. I'm going to accept the love that you are freely giving to me. And nobody addressed that in the documentary. I was like, come on, like, who's asking these questions? Yes. Yep. Yep. I knew it. Yep. 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 Oh, it was, oh. So she's supposedly investing in all of these businesses with all these people. But some people were getting onto her a little bit, but not really, because they're just thinking, of course, she's like Kristen said, money's tied up, COVID, this or that. She had all the excuses. She had excuses for days. Okay, she had excuses for days. People, they believed what she was saying. So, y'all, this is how much I've gotten. I've done quite a bit, y'all. I've been over here working. I still have to do this side, but one half is going to be done. So not bad. I have been working. You guys should be proud that I haven't just been talking like I usually do. So what really triggered everything? Was it the fact that, so at some point the car payments needed to be paid? And that was going to be for Graham and his fiance to pay for those two expensive cars. And that wasn't like, that's what I didn't understand. Like, how was she able to go to these lots? Graham said that when she went to the lots, to these car dealers, like they were like all over her. Like they were, it's like they knew her. Oh yeah, she gets her cars from me all the time, and she does this and she does that. So I didn't understand. Like that was something like that's why I can't really fault him, because all of these major establishments, like they're treating her like, she has something. They're treating her like she is who she's pretending to be. But y'all, those car payments came. Graham and the fiance were like, "Oh, this isn't for us. We can't afford this. We can't afford it." And then that's when, there started to be more questions. That's when, like, that's what kind of triggered everything to finally like come out. Like, I think she would just be like borrowing money from people to pay for different things, but the type of things that she had, you don't borrow money for that type of stuff. You don't you no that's you don't borrow money for things like that. And the type of money that she was borrowing from people, like, was she really borrowing that much money? Like, was she? Mondrea. Yes. It's yes. And how did she pay for it? How did she pay for that? Hey, Shanti Shanae Lachey. Hey, girl. Girlfriend that was. What's up with this? Yes. The girlfriend. Yes. It was the girl. She was the one. She was the level-headed person. The only one. When you look at all of the people who were in that documentary outside of Graham, the girlfriend was the only one. She was the only one. Except now the friend, remember Graham's friend who the mom asked for money and she said, "Don't tell Graham." He kind of like was, questioning it a little bit. But everybody else who she was like she was getting over on people, y'all. I don't understand. She was getting over on them so bad. And Graham, he just wanted, he just wanted a mother. So after all that, all the stuff that she had been telling them, y'all, was a lie. She wasn't related to the Sultan. Graham did get her to do a paternity test, and he was hoping probably that it was really not his mama. Like, I think he probably could have taken it a little bit better if there was absolutely no relation to her, but that was actually his mom. Like, the DNA, that was actually his mother. And I think that was the part that I found to be the saddest part. I found that to be so sad. Like, your son was ready to welcome you with open arms. Wide open arms. He was ready to accept you no matter what. It had been 45 years since you had seen him. He didn't care. And this is how you chose to do that. The lady was not dying. She was lying. She was playing on all of the emotions. She was not dying. She was lying about that. Y'all, she had faked it. She had like red food, like red dye. And she would squirt that inside of the toilet and take pictures to say, "Oh, I'm throwing up blood," or "I'm spitting up blood." And they found all this stuff. She was lying. She was not sick. She, like, her hair, she would shave her hair. She was just, it was, y'all, I felt so sad for Graham, especially when it was revealed that that was really his mom. That was really his mom. Like, his mom really did that to him. She really did that to him. Oh, I got some space in here, y'all. I need to. She really did that to him. And all he wanted was a relationship with her. That's all he wanted. He didn't need her money. He did not want, that's not what he wanted. He only wanted to have a relationship with his mom. So Of course, she gets missing after that. Um, she owes all of these people money. And what I found disturbing is that when they were talking about her, nobody was really angry talking about her. Like everybody was just like so like calm, like yeah, this happened. Like nobody had like major emotions. Now the fiance, you can tell she was like over it. I don't know if they're married now, but she was just like over it, right? She was just like, She did talk to him. He talked to her one other time after everything came out. One other time. I think, did she call him? Did she reach out to him? And she apologized to him. She did apologize to him. But y'all, his mom did him so dirty. So dirty. I was gonna practice the dance with y'all today, but next week we'll practice. Kristen sent me a link so that I could learn the dance. And I'm going to learn it, y'all. But yeah, that was Con Mom and Duplicity. That was on my agenda for this week. Con Mom and Duplicity. Out of the two, I don't want to say I enjoyed Con Mom, but out of the two, that was my preferred one. Duplicity wasn't atrocious. Let's just leave it at that. It wasn't atrocious. But if it's another movie y'all want to watch and talk about, let me know what y'all's. Oh, Graham is now all alone. Oh my goodness, Kristen. Wow. Shamika, because she's that was just low down and dirty. She never really gave an explanation as to why, but she's just a con. She's just a con artist, and I would be very curious to find out like what happened when Graham was a baby and why he was turned over to the government, like why he was in foster care until he went with his dad when he was 2 years old. Like I'm very curious about that. Like they didn't say anything about that. Like what led him to be away from her. I don't think she ever addressed it unless it's something that she wanted to, they didn't want to necessarily say in the documentary. That's also possible. But that was crazy. But she left Graham. I don't want to sound blame, but like, sir, you let your mom come here and upend our whole life. But I always tell people like the love that a child has for a mother, like you can think that the mother or father has done the child so wrong, and like, oh, you can't be the judge of that. You can't be the judge of that. You cannot. That's why I feel so sad for him, because he really wanted a relationship with his mom. He really did. And he was willing to overlook obvious signs. And that's common. Like people do that. People overlook things that are obvious all the time. All the time. So I thought, yes, for that love from her dad, and it doesn't matter at the cost. Yes, Rondrea. That's absolutely like he wanted a relationship, because even before his mom started looking for him, he was looking for her. He was trying to find her. And what I think that happened she probably realized something, probably triggered something that informed her that somebody's looking for you, something. Because why then all of a sudden now you're looking for him, you found his email and you're emailing him all of a sudden out of nowhere. I feel like when he was looking for her, something triggered like an alert or something to where like, oh, he's looking for me. Maybe somebody contacted her. Maybe she got a ding on something. Something happened. I think. I don't think that she was just looking for him to do that. I think that maybe she realized like, oh, he's actually looking for me. And that, oh, after 45 years, he's still, searching for me. He still wants to know who I am. He still, and then at that point, he became one of her victims because she realized that she had the upper hand. She realized that, oh, he doesn't hate me. He's looking for me. He has questions. Let me answer his questions. Let me, do what I do and be a calm. It was just very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. I really did enjoy. I didn't enjoy the story, but it was a well done documentary about it. And I think too for him, he probably just really want to get that story out because y'all know she's out here still conning people. She's still conning people. She's an older lady, and everybody who talked about her, they seem to still love her. Like even the people who she stole the money from and was lying to. So pretty sure she's still doing the same thing. Pretty sure of it. Let me see. So he was married to Heather. Hmm. Mm. Y'all, it was. Oh, before we get off, because we're gonna get off soon. It's already 8:40. He will be on in less than 20 minutes. I got some. These are, what are these called? These are for the clack fans. So this is just the hardware. I ordered these from off of Amazon because I do plan on cutting some of the bars. Y'all, my thing ain't looking as tight as I want it to look. So I do plan on like making a clack fan from scratch. I'm gonna cut the bars out with my P2, or we create any, like, as long as it can. Well, I'm going to do acrylic, so I want to do like some of the decorative acrylic. So I definitely want to do a little bit of the glitter acrylic. So that is going to be my plan, y'all. That's going to be my plan. But I did get some, and they had those on Amazon. So that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, y'all, that's all we had to talk about today. That's all we had to talk about today. Mm, mm, mm. Oh, Graham and Duplicity. I wonder where his mom, he talked to her one time since then. She apologized. If you watch it, you'll see where she apologized, like where she was saying that she was sorry or whatever, but that's a little bit too late. Like, you ruined this man's life. You ruined this man's life. Like, you already, abandoned him when he was a baby, like a baby. You already abandoned him. And to do this now with him being 45, that is just sickening. Uh-oh, I gotta get my top. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought about it. If you watch it, leave a comment, come back and let us know what you thought about it. If you watch, okay, so is anybody else gonna watch Duplicity? Who loved this Duplicity? Before we get off, I need to know who loved it, because somebody loved it. I think it was way better than Divorced in the Black. I do think that because y'all know how I felt about Divorced in the Black. I do feel like it was better than that. The acting was pretty decent. Because Divorced in the, I don't know what he was thinking with that one. I don't even think he really was thinking. I think he just, maybe he got a contract to do a movie and he had to get it done. That's kind of what I got from that one, from Divorce in the Black. Like, oh, you just got to get it done. We done paid you this money, so give us something. And we know your track record. People are gonna watch it. That's kind of how I feel. So maybe I'm wrong. Miss Sharon Davenport says she's gonna watch it now. Rondrea said that she liked it. It wasn't bad. I'm not gonna go all and say I liked it, but I thought that it wasn't bad. Like it wasn't bad. And that's I like, y'all just don't know how much I don't watch Tyler Perry movies. And it was all because when the lady from Have and Have Nots was in that movie. Before then I didn't really watch his stuff, but some of the things I would watch. But that movie I was like, oh, see, now you just putting anything out. You just don't even care what you put out. That one was, y'all know, the wig was off, the water wasn't watering, all types of stuff was happening in that movie. I can't even think of the name of that movie, y'all. Marilyn, how much of your Mickey do you have done? I'm halfway through. I'm just gonna put these on and then we're gonna get ready to head over to Evie's. I'm gonna go get myself prepared for a little bit of bedtime. And I'm gonna design. I have to work on the true story design. I'm gonna try to do it in for a 10x6 and a 5x7. All right, y'all. So that's how much I got done. So we have this whole half done here. I already have the ears done, and so now I just got to do this part here. I need to do the rim. I'm going to put bling here around the edge right there. But that's all not bad. We did a little bit. I probably would have did more if I would have started working. Thank you, Rachel, for getting me back on track because I wasn't on track. Are you here? We just got that half done. And then I got to do, this is the only part. I just have that left to do. That's it. Thank you, Anna. Rondre, he has compared to the last few movies, he's done a little bit better. Delonda thinks that he has a ghostwriter. He might. I can't say that he doesn't. He might have one. But it's looking so good. I'm not going to do any more because I really just don't feel like doing any more of it. But we have this done. I'm going to go get ready. It's already 8:50. Do we have anything else? Don't forget the book for this week, or for our new book is Caught by Harlan Coben. Okay? No worries, Miss Diane. Miss Evan, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. Hey, Lucy Lou. Thanks, Dunzo. Dion the calm mom. Oh, she's been charged? Kristen. Girl, let me tell you something. I thought I was an investigator. I thought I was good at that. Kristen. It's you. It's you. Girl, let me look her up. Kristen. Yeah. Girl. One day ago, I see that they said she was charged in Singapore. Oh, this is about to be a deep dive night for me. She And I know that it's because of that documentary that she was charged. Y'all, we got more to talk about now. We got more to talk about. She was charged in Singapore on the 5th. Y'all, today is the 6th. Y'all, I wonder when she saw the documentary if like nothing told her, girl, you better go into hiding. She did it. Oh my goodness. No, y'all have to see it now. Y'all have to see it. Oh, ooh, somebody's. Ooh, these comments on Reddit. People say I don't feel bad for him at all. Oh my goodness, people are cruel, y'all. I feel bad for him. You don't know what people are going through, and even though you can say, he's 45 years old, to not experience the love of your mom, like that's something that he wanted to experience. That's something that he probably genuinely felt like he missed in his life. Like I can't. I mean, I do feel like some of the parts, like you were just blind, like you ain't Graham. But at the same time, I'm not gonna judge him because he didn't know who his mom was. He didn't know. And see, he didn't have anybody to tell him like, oh, your mom out there in those streets, or your mom doing this or that. He didn't have anybody to tell him that. He was so far removed from anything his mom had going on that he didn't know anybody that she knew. Like he didn't. So I can't really. I feel bad for him, really. Like he literally lost everything. Mm. Well, that's gonna be my read tonight before bed. I'm gonna go spray my little stuff, my spray, my sleepy spray. So, Kristen, he has not even been. Oh, we don't have to have a part two of this calm mom talk. I'm just letting y'all know we're gonna have to have a part two because Kristen is sending me down the rabbit hole now at this point. One, I didn't know that him and Heather were not together anymore. Kristen's sending me down a rabbit hole. I need to see who she did this to. Kristen, keep digging, Kristen. Kristen. I need all the details. I need all the details. Okay, I'm gonna be digging too. So I'm gonna have to pull out my notebook for this, though. I'm gonna have to go rewatch Calm Mom. I'm gonna pull out my notebook because the only way, like, I have to take notes when I'm watching. Like, if we like, I have to take notes on it. Like, what was that movie? Duplicity. I wasn't taking notes on that because I didn't even know if we were gonna make it here. I didn't even know if I was actually gonna watch it, but I did watch it. But Calm Mom, I'm gonna watch it again, and then I'm gonna go and do a deep dive. Do a deep dive. I need to call on Marilyn. Marilyn, are you gonna do a deep dive too? You need to find out with me because this is intense. All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here. Kristen, no sorries, girl. No sorries. This is perfect. I don't know if y'all realize, but this type of stuff is right up my alley. Okay, it's right up my alley. Marilyn said she's gonna do it too. Mary Bear, you gonna come talk about it with me? Marilyn and I are gonna be doing Criminally Crafty. All right. His old school, old Rondrell, real old school con artist, like a real one. Felicia, okay, yes, we are on this. We are on this. All right, y'all. So next time, I don't know if I'll be on next weekend. Maybe I'll be on next weekend over here. I don't know. But remember, we're gonna be reading Caught. I'm excited about it. I haven't started it yet. I was gonna start it tonight, but I'm actually going to be like plunging into more current information on this story. And then maybe next week we'll talk about it, or we'll just do something. I have some work. I'm pretty sure I have some work to do. I want to clean up. Maybe we'll do a clean and chat next week, or Marilyn will talk about this case with us. Kristen's already on it. She's on it. Okay, so I love you guys. Don't forget, Shamika, you already finished Caught? I'm just getting started with it. Well, I was gonna do tonight, but maybe I'll start it on my way to work in the morning because I got the audiobook again this time. But I got us some cute bookmarks. I want to see if these bookmarks, if I can engrave on them. That's what I wanted to do tonight. But I may check tomorrow to see if I can engrave on it, because if I can engrave on it, I'm gonna engrave crafty bookworms on it. So, but I want to see. But I did do the audiobook. All right, y'all. I love you guys. Evie's gonna be on in 3 minutes. Evie over at the Baby's Booty. Head over there to see her. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. I'll see y'all over on Craftable Things. I love you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and just talking trash about the stuff. Like, thank you. Thank you so much. Later, y'all.